Right, that's one of the world's most successful groups over the last decade. That's Abba, and with me are Agnetha and Benny. Hello.
Hello.
Just over here for a flying visit, are you?
That's right.
For what, a week? Something like that?
No, in like 3-4 days.
3 or 4 days? That quick? In that case, we'd better get straight onto the phones because there's so many calls. We've had hundreds and hundreds of calls lined up. So if you want to pick up one of the phones, we should be one each, whichever one you like. They're all very attractive. And they all work. Michael Feely, hello.
Hello?
Hello, is that you?
Yes.
Right, you're on to Agnetha and Benny.
Yes. Could I ask you a question, please?
Yes, please.
Well, do you still feel nervous before you go onto the stage, before a big concert or anything like that?
Do you still feel nervous before going on stage for a concert?
You always do. That is something that goes worse all the time.
But that gets worse, the nerves, rather than better?
Yes.
One would have thought that having gone on stage for 10 years or more, that you'd be so used to it, you'd just drift on. And
You're right.
Do you feel that? Or
no, I feel attention before a concert.
Is it because the more popular you get, the more you feel you've got to put the goods over? You've really got to come up with the songs?
I think it's just a matter of that you never know how the audience will react on what you're doing. I mean, you have high expectations each night.
Have you ever seen Abba live, Michael?
No, but I've got some records of them.
Have you?
Yes.
And you obviously like the records?
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, that's how they feel when they go on stage, so I think that's probably answered your question.
Yes.
All right. Michael, thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye.
And we should have somebody with the delightful name of Rosa Grippo. That's a lovely name. Hello, Rosa.
Hello.
You're through to Agnetha and Benny.
Hello. I'd like to ask you, what have the first 10 years been like?
Well, they've been fantastic. I mean, it has really meant a lot of things to all four of us. And we hope we can continue for another 10 years at least.
Thank you.
Actually, Rosa, did you ever see any of the videos of Waterloo about 10 years ago?
No.
I was looking at it the other day, and they don't look any different. With some groups, you look at the videos of 10 years ago, and they look so different these days, but you haven't changed at all, which is amazing. Must be good for you. Rosa, thanks for your question. John Norman, hello.
Hello.
Hello, you're on to Benny and Agnetha.
All right. Well, I'd like to ask both of you, now that you've become the world's top pop group, have you any ambitions left?
Yes, I must say so.
You always have ambitions, but we are very thankful for those 10 years. But you still have ambition to reach more higher up.
I think it's a matter also of maybe changing direction a little. I mean, when we've had the success we've had with Abba for such a long time, I feel an eagerness to do something else. I mean, not on my own, but sort of doing something else within the frames of music.
Like what? What sort of things have you in mind?
Like we have a thing in mind. We think we're going to write a pop opera.
Ah, no one's written a pop opera for a while, have they?
No,
I mean, it used to be the thing in the early 70s.
Yeah.
About what, or is that a secret at the moment?
Yeah, that's a secret at the moment.
It means he hasn't worked it out yet. Okay, well done. Gillian Fawkes is next. Hello, Gillian.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
All right, thank you.
Good.
Did either of you think you'd become famous pop stars when you were young?
If we thought that
You'd become famous pop stars when you were younger.
If we thought that.
Yes. Did you ever think you'd be where you are today?
No, that's impossible to
Yes. They were
foreseen, yes.
Benny certainly was in a group called the Hep Stars, wasn't it, in the 60s?
Yeah.
Because I've got some of your records, which were very good. So I mean, I mean, you've always been so involved in it. It's difficult to say that.
That's right. I've
there
been
a time
a pop
when you
star all my life.
Yes. He's a permanent pop star. Have you ever wanted to be a pop star or anything like that, or a singer? Gillian, you still there?
Yeah.
Have you ever wanted to be a singer? I thought you'd left us for a moment.
No.
No? Did you think where you'd be today now? Do you think years ago you'd be exactly where you are now, on the television?
No.
Well, there you go, you see. Surprise. Gillian, thanks for your call.
Thank you.
And we should have somebody else, but I'm not sure who it is. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, who's that? Is that Elaine?
Yes.
Elaine Curry, you're through to Agnetha and Benny.
Hello. What would you call yourselves, the pop group, if you weren't called Abba?
We started, with our 4 different names, Benny, Bjorn, Agnetha and Anni-Frid. And that was a bit hard to pronounce all the time and too long. So we chose Abba. But if we hadn't had chosen Abba, I don't know.
Benny and the Trio, or something like that.
Benny and the Jets. Why did he put the Bs facing each other in Abba?
Well, because it was just a sort of a design, layout thing.
Yes. It looks quite neat, that.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yes. Is it? How do you pronounce Agnetha? Is that right?
My name is Agnetha.
Agnetha.
Yeah.
There's me saying Agnetha and things like that. You're probably squirming every time I say Agnetha, but I can't learn to say it properly in time, so we'll have to make do with that one. Harriet Morris, hello.
Hello?
Hello. You are through to Agnetha and Benny.
Oh, lovely. I'd like to ask them, if they were stranded on a desert island, what records would they like to have with them?
Oh, what a nice question.
Well, I'll have...
Only Abba records.
No, but I think that's a difficult question. But I think the first one would be Sgt. Pepper, the Beatles, and Pet Sounds,
The Beach Boys.
Pet Sounds.
Two very good choices. I think a wise choice. Sgt. Pepper is one of those timeless albums, really, isn't it? With every song is a goodie.
And some classical music, little opera, little of everything I'd choose.
I would choose tracks from Earth, Wind and Fire, and Donna Summer, and Barbra Streisand, for example, Stevie Wonder.
But if all four of them were stranded on there together with all the different types of music they all liked on a small island, it'd sound like the musical Tower of Babel, I think, wouldn't it? Anyway, thank you very much for your call. Does that answer your question, okay?
Yes, thank you.
What's the record you take with you?
I think I'd take their present single the day before you came.
Thank you.
Honey, wonderful. I'm pleased I asked you that now. Kate Gelsthorpe, is it?
Yes, that's right.
Hello, Kate. You're through to Abba.
I'd like to ask Benny,
Yes.
is it true that you and Bjorn are joining up with Tim Rice to do a rock opera?
Yes, it's true so far that we've met and a couple of times, and we've discussed this project, and we've decided to work together. But what we haven't decided is when to start with it and sort of how to put it all together. But we have decided upon working together. That's true.
Do you want me to do my Tim Rice impression now or later? If I say, Benny, seriously, it'd be great to actually do a musical if I could write the lyrics. But listen, no, seriously, but you would have to join my cricket team. Is that all right?
Yes, thank you.
My lousy Tim Rice impression. Thank you for your call.
Thank you, bye.
Bye-bye. Right, I'm afraid that's all the calls we have time for. We tried to get through as many as possible. Sorry if you're disappointed and you didn't get through. I believe you brought some bargains to give away down here.
Yes, we did.
Right, which are...
Stereo, and there's some records, I think.
Wonderful. Yes, we're going to add to this wonderful stereo record player, which you can have in your bedroom. If your parents say you're not touching mine, you can take this upstairs and play it to yourself. The top 10 records, and also a sweatshirt. Will you better hold the sweatshirt up for me? Very kind. And also, as well as the sweatshirt, Abba, the singles. There we are, Abba, the singles, for the first 10 years. May the second 10 be as happy as the first. And the question is...
The question is, who was the Swedish Nightingale?
Who was the Swedish Nightingale? Saturday Superstore is the address. BBC Television London, W12 8QT. Who was the Swedish Nightingale? You could win all this lot. Later on today, you're going to be with Noel on the Late Late Breakfast Show.
That's right.
Yeah.
Charles, doing your latest single. And chatting to Noel, which will be fun. So don't forget to watch the Late Late Breakfast Show a little bit later on. Next week we've got all sorts of wonderful things. Here come the gang. Hello, gang.
Hello. It's that time, isn't it?
It is.
Bye-dee-bye.
On we go. Very nearly. Next week we
No, hold on, there's more.
There's more.
Bye-dee-bye.
Home we go.
Oh, that's not bad. They've been working that out. As I was going to say, next week you've got Roger the Dog, we've got Liftoff, and Musical Youth, who today at 2 o'clock are at the Carlton Cinema in Moseley. They're doing a concert in aid of a garage for their school bus. Tickets at the door. Apparently they haven't sold enough tickets, so you can go along to that. Right, that's it. Good luck on the Late Late Breakfast Show a bit later. Listen, shall I tell you what I've got? I've seen loads of people over in the coffee shop. Right, have one of those.
Right.
Have one of those. They've done nothing all morning. Let's go get him with the spray.